Yeah, I've assumed you've been doing Twitch things.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we are officially live on the channel.
YouTube.
The game has not yet started, but it is about to.
Yeah,
So
looks like the players are just getting in here to start loading up their decks and stuff. So
yep, this is Zicrown versus Aminatou, and it will be a very interesting match. Rocco is a very durable food chain fast combo deck. Aminatou is a control deck. Control decks are typically good against combo, but Rocco can also just pivot to be mid-range, which I think this matchup especially will be relevant.
Yeah, I also think it's extremely relevant that despite being a fairly successful food chain combo list, it's also worth noting that Zicrown is actually as well on two separate Heliod combos.
Yes. Yep.
So it's like, okay, which of the three combos do they have? A, and then B, how much resources is Helix going to be willing to extend to try and stop that? B is going to be kind of the question of the match, I think.
Absolutely.
Because you're right. If Helix extends too many resources into the combo, she could get A, comboed off by one of the other ones, or B, just beat up by the mid range. So it's gonna be a balancing act on her end, but then and then of course Zicrown knows exactly what he has to worry about in the form of those Aminatou down ticks. So both players definitely have things to balance.
Yeah, and we'll see how they end up doing with that.
Get started. Looks like we're just waiting for a ready up from Zicrown here. We should be getting started.
Yeah.
They were waiting on us.
Oh, intriguing. Okay.
Hopefully, I have.
We are officially good to go.
Okay, there we go.
Yep.
I put it in the Discord. They didn't weren't quite there. You're not. Yeah, you should be able to hear my music at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, all is well there.
Cool. All right, so we got Zicrown on the play here. Be affecting.
Yep, very much. I don't know how much play draw diff ends up mattering in best of 5. It obviously doesn't hurt.
Think, yeah, I mean, honestly, because the first two games are pre-board, we do have a mold 6 there from Zicrown, so it's interesting. Because the first two games are pre-board, I think it matters more than you might give it credit for just at a glance. Because that means it's, especially since Zicrown has expressed that the main way that they win this match is by going fast. It's one turn ahead, essentially.
Yeah.
Classic red start.
Yep. Monkey. I would be surprised if Aminatou doesn't have an answer for Monkey, but turn one can be rough. So.
Well, it's like a lot of these games is going to be for Aminatou's purposes, it's going to be answer economy.
Yes.
No, and we see nothing for the
okay.
right man in this case.
Very interesting.
Ocelot part coming out.
Yeah, Ocelot Pride we saw previously was a very powerful mid-range value plan for the deck.
Yeah, really affected that match versus Leovold I saw.
Yep.
Interesting. So seeing a lot of lands out of Helix already. It's 4. That's rough.
And here, given that there's 2 threats, you can probably only answer one of them. Cling to Dust. Oh no.
Hand tripping.
Oh no.
This might be a very bad sign for Helix.
Yeah, that's not a good time. What's going on?
That's not what you want to do. And a no
What's
shock
going
shock
on?
land.
Yeah, what? Okay. Okay. Unless this is like baiting for a board wipe, it's not a good time.
I could see it, but I mean, it's like also.
Oh no.
You just have to, you have to not die.
Yeah.
Like you could bait your board wipe all you want, but it doesn't matter if you're dead.
Yep.
So
Worldly Tutor,
interesting place for Helix to be.
Yeah. Jolly Balloon Man seems to be Zicrown's favorite tutor target for Worldly Tutor, which I think is completely valid, because Balloon Man in this deck is just a beast of a card.
I mean, especially with the extra treasure, right? You now get to make a copy of Ocelot Pride, and now it's like board wipe or bust for Helix already.
Yep.
Because, exponential copies of Ocelot Pride is a very good way to win a game very quickly.
Yeah, because you're seeing already come end step, it should be enough to get the City's Blessing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
2
7,
treasure
8,
tokens
9, 10.
and 2 cats, and then a copy of Ocelot Pride as well. Yeah, this is an insane swing in terms of value.
Yeah.
And another land off the top. Woof.
Yeah, you create 1 cat, and then the second cat triggers Ascend.
Cat, Ascend, Ocelot Pride, treasure token.
Yep. Yeah, this is where you get City's Blessing, so it becomes a mess. Technically, they should get another. No, they should get a treasure token. I just don't know why they didn't.
Yep, they made a treasure token this turn. They get treasures.
Yep. Oh, there we go. We got there.
I've reminded them. Yep.
Yeah, we probably don't want to. For small things like that, probably isn't worth.
Yeah, there's Pinnacle's Dark Age.
But... Yep. Pinnacle's Dark Age is what they want, but It all then depends on what Rocco has in hand as that last card.
Yeah, and importantly, leaving the Balloon Man behind.
alive. Yep. It will get rid of the treasure tokens, which is pretty big.
Yeah, there's a not small amount of things for the Star Cage to be doing.
All right. Theoretically, we could see Aminatou stabilize from this. It's not that far-fetched. Obviously, combo nukes that out of the window, but
Yeah, it's
that would
entirely
require a very
possible
good
that
series of top decks.
it's entirely possible that it just ends up being the Star Cage angle.
Yep.
But also,
Yeah,
John
worth
Borough's
noting.
good.
Yeah, you can create a copy of a Johnny, have it die to state-based actions, because it is not a non-legendary token,
Mhm.
unlike the other version of this effect in the Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
And gonna get some damage off because of Balloon Man being
Yes.
red.
Yep. However, Johnny
But
is still
now,
a 2 mana, so you just Aminatou down tick on the Star Cage.
yes, I mean, like you do get to exile the Johnny, but I think that's
Yes.
like if you're Zicrown, you got 4 damage out of that,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
now you're forcing the hand of playing Aminatou this turn,
Yeah,
which
I
could
think
lead
it's
to an
I think it's a
uncomfortable situation.
yes, I think it's correct by Zicrown to pressure a Johnny there. And so oh, actually no, never mind. Pinnacle Star Cage says creatures and artifacts.
Right, it won't get John,
Not a Johnny. Yeah.
but
Okay.
the Long Goodbye will kill the Blue Man, which is the only red permanent, and leaving up those blue
Yeah,
mana
but
for
you can just play Rocco for 0 value, and that would work out. Or just
yeah.
+2 to put a +1/+1
I mean,
counter on
also,
each cat for potentially lethal.
yep, and that
Yep.
seems what seems the direction that Zircon will be attempting to take. Swinging in for 9 damage.
Yeah.
And there's the game.
All right.
Yeah.
It is tough to beat turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Ocelot Pride, turn 3 Balloon Man. That is just a really gross curve.
As someone who has played the Jolly Blue Men as their leader in the past, I will tell you, especially when you get to tap Blue Man the turn it comes down, it's a very quick accretion of value. All right, but Helix on the play this time, so definitely changes things ever so slightly.
Yep. For example, Ragavan turn 1 is no longer as scary.
Surveilling, pretty normal.
Yeah, Aminatou really doesn't have much in the way of 1-drops for the deck. Theoretically, there's Ponder, I think.
Avacyn's program.
Yep. Rampant time.
Rampant. As the deck is wont to do.
Yes. Yep.
And tapped Mystic Sanctuary. Let's see that come down.
Sad Mystic Sank, but that's okay because with Aminatou, any Mystic Sanctuary on the field is a threat, so.
Can turn into something later. But of course, we have to get to later, as is always the case. It's God of Souls. And birds.
Yeah, 2 1-drops here.
Small dudes and rampant.
Yeah. Yep. makes it so that Aminatou can't easily just get rid of the board. Theoretically, there are still ways to do it, but like that.
And there's one of them.
I was about to say like Pinnacle Star Cage, and then I was just shown Pinnacle Star Cage. So, yep, that's a very powerful 2-for-1. It would be very interesting if Zicrown misses a land drop here, although that seems unlikely. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. So that's really bad for Zicrown there.
Yeah.
Frankly, that might be just game losing.
Certainly possible, although it could always be a separate angle that he's taking. I mean, obviously, no reason to not drop the land if you had one, but one of the few creatures in Helix's deck coming out. Can't see nowhere to run from off the top end.
Yeah. Repeatable removal is the best type of removal.
Open it, mana to cast him. I think if Zicrown takes another turn without doing anything, then
that's
this
definitely game, yeah.
It's done.
Fortress Lumberjack is not what you want, no.
Yeah.
That does literally nothing, yeah.
Does get nowhere to run. And
okay, and at this
now,
point...
here we are, yeah.
This is probably...
I mean, there's very little reason for the Rocco deck to not continue to play the game, but
yeah.
they are in a bad situation for sure.
It really just boils down to how much time do you want to spend on a match? Like, yes, this is the semifinals. If you somehow manage to squeeze out a win here, that would be great. But with a Cryogen Relic, Aminatou is going to be generating so much value that it's never going to work for you.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's definitely a bad spot to be in.
So Aminatou famously has very few win cons. So if Zicrown does decide to play it out, we'll be here a while.
Yeah, and it does seem like we will. They're not going to... Helix isn't going to put very much of a clock on you, and you do have a non-zero percentage chance of just drawing the 2-card I win.
Yeah, that's assuming
Helix to, do you have a counterspell? If no, okay, I win.
Yeah, although the odds of Aminatou not having a counterspell at this point is incredibly low. You can just let Flage resolve here, honestly. yeah. Even if you had a counterspell, there's no reason to use it.
No point in going down the spell for the
especially with a Cling to Dust,
trainer that you really don't care about all that much.
Yep. Here you cast out Aminatou, down take on Cryogen Relic, hold up 2 mana for counter magic.
Why not? I would actually probably go for the Momentum Breaker personally.
Yeah, I don't. They ended up going with Momentum Breaker.
That's what Helix does.
Yep.
Cards out of the hand are much more important than cards into Aminatou's hand, especially assuming they already have that counterspell.
That is true.
You see Squee come out from the graveyard. And I mean, Squee can just kind of get left around.
But if you have removal, might as well use it. Allows you to uptake Aminatou instead of downtaking.
I mean, could have just upticked as well. Squee only being a 2-1. Might see a uptick for the relic.
Downtick on relic, yeah.
Downtick. Just relic rather, I
Could
should
be
say.
on momentum breaker, but it's going to be on relic.
Stocking up.
So here, there's already a non-zero chance that they'll grab Entreat the Angels. And Entreat the Angels is kind of the main win con. Theoretically, you have some other ones.
Starting to
Flage. No, not
get towards
Flage.
that.
Yeah.
Entreat also could be setting up the Ketramos.
Yep,
Many such cases.
Yeah. All right.
Sucks. Zicrown's still stuck on 3 mana.
Yeah.
See
Pinnacle Star Cage. Yeah, that's getting counterspelled. Easy peasy. 3 mana. Why not?
But I think it's honestly intelligent for the Reco player to continue because they've only got like 3 counterspells in their deck actually. And even with the ability to recycle it via Mystic Sanctuary, that's something that takes time. So unless they're gonna start pressuring Zicrown with the Entreat, it does make sense for Zicrown to continue to play out because of the ability of this deck to just draw the 2 cards and say, I win. Got 5 for something.
8 actually.
Cracking the Star Cage off.
Yeah, that's a clock. Not a very big clock, but a clock.
4 damage a turn is certainly something.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, yeah, I guess because they had to do it on their turn. They could theoretically wait till the end step, but they didn't have the mana to do that.
Yeah, just burning that mana drain mana in a way that is beneficial to them. Squeak again. And that's one of the things that's going to be very annoying, I think, going forward, even for Helix, is because Squee is just so pervasive. It's like, okay, I have a thing that I can cast guaranteed every turn.
Yeah, we'll see.
No matter what you do to it. Seeing an out of time come out.
Yeah. That's one way to get rid of Squee. So if you're not familiar, Aminatou has the ability to loop out of time and reset the counters and kind of continually eat whatever comes out. So that is a very powerful thing. To the point where Aminatou's nickname on the server is Aminatou out of time. So this is like, this is what the deck wants to do.
Kind of just Helix's bread and butter here.
Yep.
See Moonblast Clerk.
Sure.
Moonblast Clerk.
I assume you let the Moonblast Clerk resolve. Okay. Yeah, if you have a Stern Scolding, might as well.
Now, this is the thing I'm gonna keep hammering those points because I think it's worthwhile. This is another piece of interaction spent. Yes, you could buy it back, but Admittedly, with Osakaya being 6 damage this turn, it is interesting. But chooses not to downtick the Aminatou onto it.
No, they're
Looks like
upticking
it might be the
just so you
uptick,
can keep out of
set up a
time.
draw. Could have just as easily downtick, recast Aminatou,
Yeah.
uptick, set up the draw the same.
The only issue with that is
But it has to
tapping out.
respect the combo.
Yep.
Heliod's some grunt.
Yep. Heliod, you probably let resolve and have some sort of exile based removal for it.
Well, that's the thing. It's just an enchantment, right? So
Yes. It would have to be
it has to be
a
very specific deck, like piece of their deck. You know, it's interesting in Zicrown's case to the deck construction choices. Obviously, there are many avenues you can take with Rocco. So it's interesting to me for them to have the multiple like combo lines.
Yeah. Yeah, so you just
And
use
there is the
pending on
Prismatic.
Heliod. Probably.
Now, at this point, if I was Zicrown, I would probably start considering the concession.
Yeah.
At this point, the like plan B is unavailable, and the best way to get plan A is also unavailable. And you're not going to get there with mid range, so would start definitely considering my options here. Interesting.
I mean, in the end, what this is doing is just growing the amount of counters on out of time.
Yeah, obviously, with the Aminatou having not been recast at all, it is not the biggest deal to reset it if Helix chooses to do so. Could very easily reset Aminatou.
Yep, that's what's going
Seems
on.
like that will be what is going to happen.
That makes it so that out of time doesn't have to be flickered anymore. You can recast Aminatou, do some nonsense, still hold up plenty of interaction. Probably downtick on Mystic Sank if I'm going to be honest. Grab Mana Drain.
Just uptick to set up the top card here.
Yeah, probably Entreat next turn. Oh, interesting.
Looks like still digging for it, actually.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay.
Perks of singleton format.
Yep. Seems to have possibly found it. Because if they didn't have anything they particularly cared for on top, they would just shuffle it away. So.
Well, I mean, the perks of the way that they can stack their library means that there's actually probably very little reason for them to shuffle, seeing as they kind of know the next card available to them at all times, and go like up to 3 cards a turn with the relic. The voice of the tree. Yeah, this almost certainly requires an interaction spell. There is actual factual counterspell. importantly, if they do resolve food chain now, because there are no more counter spells left for food chain presently, it does mean that Helix is in danger, and there is the food chain.
Yeah, the problem is I don't think that ever matters because
I mean,
if
Squee
you
is sitting in the graveyard.
yeah, but you can just down tick, put pending on top, sacrifice the cryogen relic to draw it, and get rid of food
You
chain if you
don't have a
don't have an
valid
answer.
target for
It is up to 1,
the
notably.
stun counter.
But you could also
Looks like
just
it
have
is
March.
just going to be the March, yeah.
Yep.
Exile base removal.
Yep.
Yep, and there's concession, which makes a lot of sense. So now, post board, almost certainly we see Chill,
Yep.
Allosaurus Shepherd, more than likely
Both red
some
blasts.
of, yeah, both of the blasts. If I'm Zicrown, I'm probably considering boarding out some of those mid-range pieces and
Definitely something like Ragavan, but
boarding in for speed. I would actually
yeah,
keep
on the play,
Ragavan
keep
because it is
Ragavan
such a
in.
singular threat.
Yeah. On the play, keep Ragavan. On the draw, take out Ragavan, probably. But it is a bit weird against Aminatou, given that they have so few creatures. So there's a world in which you keep it in on the draw, even. Okay. So they're both 1-1, which means it's still anybody's game. There's not a lot of pressure on either person to, if they lose this next game, it's still very recoverable.
Yeah, I certainly think this upcoming game 3 is going to be pretty telling in terms of how the match overall might end up falling. Because I think just by nature of it flipping every game, if the Rocco deck consistently wins the games that they're on the play, that means they win the series.
Yep.
So we will see. Of course, like I said earlier, lots of variants involved. Definitely many possibilities for things to happen. Do we see Helix taking a mulligan going to 6?
Yep.
Not happy with the opening hand there. We'll see if Ragavan is once again magnetized to Zicrown's opener.
Yep.
Just always have it. I mean, always having some sort of one is kind of the whole point. In this case, it does appear to be one of the red or green spells, and it is Delight and Afflin. Little misstep come out for that. Makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Sitting to stock in the watery grave. Not doing anything with it as of present moment.
Yeah. But I assume
Holding
there's
up
probably
some
a Stern
sort of
Scolding or
interaction.
Fatal Push. Yeah. Could even be a Cling to Dust.
Any manner of things. Bracelet.
Yep.
Always a good one. And this is this is about par for the course here. We got some draw go here on the control deck. Definitely important, Zicrown. Keep attacking those resources
Yep.
with what pieces you have that can trade up into interaction. It's like a surveillance here.
Yeah, the only problem is you don't want to really play it slow against the control deck.
No,
Sometimes you have
certainly
to,
not.
but it's not a good time.
Like I said, it's very pertinent for them to use their pieces that they like the mid-range pieces to draw
Yes.
out the interaction
Exactly.
and
Yep.
clear the way for the combo. Spike feeder.
Spike feeder.
Let's see what happens here.
My suspicion is that this spike feeder is mostly a bait. There's a world in which they do have Heliod, but either way, you need to get rid of spike feeder. So we'll certainly
And
see.
I mean, certainly that 3 mana game 4 is not bad.
Yeah.
Even into whatever sort of removal spell can just remove the counters as a response.
Spike feeder Heliod provides infinite life, which frankly will stop Aminatou because there's really not a good way for Aminatou to not deck out faster than the opponent. Unless there's some tricks that I don't know. I suppose theoretically. Okay.
Entreat on 1 is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
1
land
4
drop.
4.
Okay. Interesting. Theoretically, Aminatou could stall.
This could be a mistake, honestly.
Yeah.
If it's removal spell, graveyard hate, this could like how do you win?
Yeah, there are other win cons other than Entreat in the deck. We saw Ketramos.
Yeah.
But Entreat is the main
is
one.
good, it refunds itself. Turn that Sacred Foundry into a guy.
Basketball Cub is particularly ridiculous in Rocco as it acts as another sort of a Johnny effect for Rocco X equals 2 with Food Chain on the field to be game winning.
The 2-line is actually more involved with
is that a bait for a bolt?
That's bait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt. Yep. Willing to, of course, give away the 1/1 that doesn't matter.
Yep. There's also just a world in which Felix decided.
Doesn't clear the entreat from the graveyard. So
yeah.
Good to see a Mystic Sync pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, not online just yet.
Yeah. Honestly, there's a decent chance that Ami is totally fine with accepting that bait because if there is a food chain in hand, at this point, there's no board state, and so it's not a threat immediately.
See 1 mana for something. And it is the Allosaur Shepherd that I did predict would be boarded in. Of course, making all the green spells uncounterable does mean uncounterable food chains will be banned.
Uncounterable food chain,
Allosaur Shepherd in pass is not where you want to be.
Yes.
This Allosaur Shepherd is not long for this world. Three. Very lockdown.
Lockdown? Yep. It's an awkward temporary lockdown, but maybe it's what Aminatou needs to do.
It's not great.
Yep.
2 mana for channeling Besaging.
Okay. Really want the Allosaurus Shepherd to stick around, possibly Food Chain in hand.
Setting up the combo on their turn, I would imagine.
Make 6 sink, pick up and treat. I'm not sure if they would actually, like, fire off and treat if they do end up. If there's really any motion on Zicrown's side. But even just sitting around with Entreat in hand means you can tuck it using Aminatou at a later time.
Yeah, it's not a have to spin it right now sort of situation.
It's an opportunity, not a requirement. Dash Ragavan. That is notably counterable, so.
Does see the counterspell.
Red Blast. Redirect Lightning.
Redirect Lightning onto the Redirect Lightning.
You can actually redirect the counterspell onto itself. Which is kind of ridiculous, but it does work.
This is crucial if Zicrown can land another threat here.
Yes.
Doesn't look like they have one, though.
Notably, now Entreat the Angels is exiled, so Aminatou is down a major win con.
And seeing the Pinnacle Starcage as 1-for-1.
Technically, it gets rid of the treasure token,
the
but practically,
Ragavan.
yeah.
Yeah, but now Ragavan starts to take over really fast here in this game.
Yep, if you can't
if there's
get
not
rid of it.
another answer to be spent for it, and then of course if you're Zicrown, you're more than happy to have 2 answers spent on Ragavan.
Yep, being behind on card advantage is frankly a death sentence for Aminatou.
Yeah, it's just not something the deck can really afford to do on a consistent basis for sure. Interesting. And there is a mana drain, but
mana drain
that does mean Ragavan gets to be onto the battlefield for free.
I'm not sure if that's the right play because you can just downtick Pinnacle Starcage. Having Ragavan be...
I think probably the better option would have been to use the Ragavan as bait and then clear the Starcage with the Skyclave, but
frankly, not dashing Ragavan would not elicit a mana drain.
There's hitting at Besajo ends up being game affecting. I think we haven't seen another land out of Zicrown since. It is notable. Well, once again, talking about that running out of counterspells, we do see 4 already out of Helix's library. Does get to a precarious position quite quickly. Rocco X equals 3 possible. It's like something else maybe right about now.
Yeah, you probably don't want to tap out for Rocco X equals 3.
Big March.
Yep.
That Pinnacle Starcage.
That's a powerful thing. If it sticks, it's bad news bears. Okay.
So now, unavailable to Helix is both Temp Lockdown and Starcage, meaning they are just relying on the out of time.
But it is worth noting, Rocco has no cards in hand. So, frankly, if you get rid of Ragavan, that might be enough.
Well, then you have to deal with the uncounterable Rocco coming down off the Allosaurus Shepherd. So it's a multifaceted system of threats that Zicrown is currently presenting.
Yep. Savine's Wreck solves all problems, so there we are. We get to uptick Aminatou. Oh, downtick on Mystic Sank. That works as well.
To pick up the, I would probably say the mana drain. Yeah.
Drown the Lock.
It's actually going to be Drown the Lock, which is interesting.
I mean, frankly, it's just as good, so. And it's also a bit of redundancy to if they get rid of temporary lockdown, having that extra
Yeah,
interaction.
it could then drown something else.
Yep.
See,
Because at this
two
point, I don't think
exile-based pieces of removal. Could
the
be a third
extra,
in the form of pending. Of
yeah.
course, also possible for them to have Get Lost or a Raven Charm if they're playing that in their list. Off the top of my head here.
There's
I see
Heliod.
Heliod come down.
Although, frankly, Heliod on his own, with no cards in hand, is not particularly threatening.
Yeah, but it's not a big threat, right? But also it doesn't hurt to play because it's like, okay,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, you have to
Yeah, you
have
might as
very
well play
specific
it.
you have to have very specific things to remove this object. It is something that you now have to think about every time I play a card. And it just
Yeah.
adds more wrinkles to the game plan.
And obviously, if you draw a Heliod, you're not going to hold on to it.
Yeah, no reason to leave it in the hand.
Is it Rocco time?
Yeah, it
Yep.
does appear to be Rocco time. Wash away.
Do they have a Red Blast? Fire Blast? They do.
Gonna make them
Okay.
spin that drown lock.
Yep.
Two pieces of interaction.
Unless they tucked the Drowning Lock, but
No.
nope.
It's the only other card in
Okay.
hand. Yeah.
And here you just downtick Aminatou on Mystic Sank, get back, drown the lock, and you're A-okay. For the most part.
Well, I mean, that
Obviously,
was the first time that they have. Interesting.
okay, uptick Ami. No. Okay. Oh, is that...
They accidentally drew two.
Oh, okay.
Still an uptick. Just
Yep. Okay.
accidentally grabbed an extra card. Ashiok coming in
Ashiok.
from the sideboard is very interesting. But Ashiok
Although,
with no
honestly,
cards in your hand means that if they do have like top deck of Walking Ballista, you are just dead.
yes. Yep. 6 mana.
So
I think Ashiok probably goes in because if you mill over a combo piece and exile it, that's very potent.
yeah,
It's
certainly. I mean,
also...
Ashiok is a great piece out of the board for Helix. It
Yeah,
is just it's a
that's the win
notable.
con for Infinite Life. Uh, it can also just stop, I believe, yes, the tutor for Food Chain puts it on top of the library. Moonblast Cleric. So,
Yeah, but
Ashiok can get rid
obviously
of that.
can't. Ooh, yeah, and there's Ketravos as well.
Yep.
Obviously can't tutor with the Ashiok on the board.
Yes.
Milled over
So, for
the
many
swords.
reasons.
And
All
the Drown
right.
Lock is available to, any of the counter spells are available to them should they choose to downtick on Mystic Sank starting now, which would make sense with Ketramos being on board. See what Zicrown has to say about Ketra, if anything.
Basically, if you do downtick on Mystic Sank with Ketramos on board, you can stack the triggers so that you put the Mystic Sanctuary card on top and then draw it with Ketramos. Two cards in hand. Birds of Paradise does nothing. Declining to play another card. I don't know what that
Sitting on a
means.
card.
Yeah.
It could be the other blast.
No, the other
Not.
blast was exiled.
Uh, I find it very odd then to be sitting on another card. There's very little reason.
Exactly. I guess Food Chain, if you have it, you probably wouldn't want to play it. If you have a Bolt, you'd spend it on Ashiok.
I mean, I think there's probably very little reason to not play Food Chain. Just because a Food Chain on the battlefield is better than a Food Chain in the hand.
Yeah, I mean, either way, there are ways for Aminatou to stop Food Chain at this point.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, always, but you know.
Zicrown is being pressured in two ways. One is Ashiok down ticking will eventually be risking decking out.
Well, yes, and it is interesting that Ashiok can
there's
get reset
Ketchumos.
via Aminatou as well.
Yes. Yep.
So no concern in Helix's part of not being able to downtick anymore.
Yes. Which is something they'll probably end up doing here. Because might as well.
Yep.
And at this point, the game's over.
What does Zicrown have? He's holding
I
on to
don't
for so long.
Theoretically, no, at this point, even if they have Food Chain, I don't think you have a payoff. Technically speaking, Walking Ballista does exist, but Eternal Witness is now gone. So. And you can't cast Walking Ballista because it's just going to be counterspelled. And frankly, anything is going to be counterspelled.
Well, importantly, they actually haven't picked up any of their counterspells. Meaning that if you were able to cast a sufficiently large Walking Ballista to not be Stern Scolded, it would not be able to be counterspelled with the counterspells that Helix currently has available to them.
That is true.
Yeah. Perks of open decklist tournaments, knowing exactly what your opponent may or may not have available to them at all times.
Okay.
Milling 3 is concession?
Yeah, this is a concession.
Yeah. Okay.
Seeing how far the Walking Ballista was.
Interesting, going to 2 and 1.
Yep. Theoretically, if Ami wins this next one, Ami wins the whole match. However, with Zicrown on the play, that's very much contested. But at this point, it definitely is an uphill battle for Zicrown, because even if they win, they're then going to be on the draw, which is very bad for them.
Yeah, I mean, certainly is a thing of interest. Of course, the kind of unfortunate thing about the whole situation being that sometimes you do just have Food Chain and Squee in your opening hand.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the one thing I have been surprised is to not see Zicrown mulliganing more aggressively into this matchup, because it is such a like the only way they interact with the game plan all at once is a counterspell.
Yeah, I think
you could mulligan more aggressively because the Aminatou player is not going to be putting pressure on you, and you know that.
Yeah, the problem is that you don't want to be down card advantage against a control deck. Uh, and
And
so given that
I
mulligans
understand. I
inherently,
definitely
yeah,
understand that for sure. But also, card advantage doesn't matter if you win the game.
yes, absolutely. So it's what I'm saying is it's fairly high risk because if you mulligan down to 5 to try to get that food chain and you don't get the food chain, then you're probably losing that game. So, Zicrown mulling to 6, seeing
Untapped, Sacred Foundry, and Pats. Interesting.
interesting. I would have assumed there would be an Ocelot Pride or something. So, I don't know what's going on there. There's also a world in which they've decided that life total does not matter in this matchup, at least not significantly.
Which is
So,
honestly extremely fair.
so you might as well shock it in to rattle your opponent just a little bit.
Ancient Tomb, Sacred Foundry, 3 mana. Could be any number of things. In this case, it's
Heliod.
Heliod.
Am I correct in saying that Aminatou does not run days? I don't have the deck lists up yet.
They do not.
Okay. So
Yeah, no
if
days
Ami's tapped
available
out,
in this format. This,
yep.
In this particular matchup.
No, in the entire format, there's no days. It's
no
banned.
days. People don't play it. It's not a good card. Take days out of your decks. um, interesting. Kind of a weird position mana wise.
No
No green
green, yeah.
available. Important to note is that they aren't on spirit guides.
Yes.
No spirit guides. Sorry, I was reading Helix and said something about Torpor Orb. I'm like, Torpor Orb? And these players is playing Torpor Orb. But you should play Torpor Orb. Put Torpor Orb in your sideboards.
No, don't do that. As the Lagrella player, I say no.
Milling over the Astrolabe.
Find something else to deal with Rocco. Play opposition agent.
True. You should do that. Ashiok Dreamrender. So we'll see if there's a Pyroblast for this. Doesn't appear as if there is.
Okay. This is a bit of a gamble, although, frankly, it's not that much of a gamble given the lack of access to green. If there was access to green, you could be scared of Spike Feeder coming down, gaining infinite life. But here, they don't have enough mana for Ballista combo, and they can't food chain, so it's surprisingly safe, even though it feels risky.
I mean, it's always going to be scary, no matter what. Tapping out into a
yes
combo deck with half of a combo line on the battlefield. You know, certainly not a
sad Gemstone Caverns.
Very sad.
Not what you want to see here.
It doesn't leave them at 5 mana.
This is true.
Interested to see what they will do.
Nothing.
The answer appears to be nothing.
Okay. Yep, Cryogen Relic, very strong.
Card's good. Once again, I'm milling over with that Ashiok.
Bunch of
A little bit of
lands.
lands and March.
The Sick Crowd would have appreciated those lands, probably. given they would all grab green mana for him.
Something on the end step. It appears to be the lightning bolt onto the
Lightning
Ashiok.
Bolt Ashiok, yep.
Bounding a counterspell. Doesn't look like there is one.
Yeah, losing to Mana Screw would be a very unfortunate end to this match. Oh.
Does appear to be at that crucial 6 mark.
Yeah, theoretically. Theoretically, if you have Walking Ballista, you're a very happy human and could win out of nowhere, but...
Well, I think it would actually be unwise to attempt the Ballista as of now.
Yes.
Because there's very little reason to not cast it on 4.
Yes.
Or rather 3. So might just be willing to wait a while.
Interestingly, Ami is fairly low on lands. Although, with 9 cards in hand, I would be surprised if they don't make a land drop. Yep.
And there's Bucket Trawler. Shocking in. Certainly a choice. Does get to flip
leaving
if
up a
they
mana.
so choose.
Yep.
Doesn't appear to be the case. Does mean that they will have to discard a card.
That's okay by them.
Not a situation that they would love to be in, I presume, but...
Frankly, I don't think Aminatou's ever having a bad time if they have so many cards in hand that they have to discard to hand size. Like, that is...
Well, it's like
that is the place
keep
to be.
discussing, as of present moment, the only thing that matters is the counterspell.
Yeah.
Flute. Seeing a Disruptor Flute on Aminatou, unsurprising. Now the Planeswalker being dead on the board.
It's no longer dead on the board.
But getting them to spend a important piece of interaction.
Yep.
Always the game you have to play. Like I said, I think Zicrown very willing to just sit here and do nothing.
Finally getting a green source.
Could conceivably go for the food chain line.
Theoretically.
Has not cast Rocco.
It's really risky, though.
I mean, the amount of mana that is being presented right now is only a counterspell for either Rocco or another creature from the hand. Knight of Autumn.
Yeah. Valuable thing.
Knight of Autumn is a threat.
Yes. Yep, gain 4 because might as well. Really don't need to put 2 +1/+1 counters if you can just gain 4 and put 1 counter.
Well, they gain 4 and they should have put 2 1 counters on it.
No, only 1 counter.
Oh, never mind. Choose 1. Reading the card, in fact, explains the card.
Ow. I got kicked for just sitting around.
Yeah, you have to at least talk every once in a while just to not get kicked out.
Yep.
Talk in the chat. Hit him with the slash.
All right.
Rocco. It does see a wash away for it. Pyroblast. See if there is a second counterspell available. does not appear to be the case. Interesting to see what you will choose to tutor up here. And tutors the Spike Feeder, and we'll go for the Infinite Life.
Yep. I think that's completely valid. At this point,
now,
there
if you're
are...
Helix, what do you do?
I mean, frankly, Helix can absolutely win through Infinite Life, as we've seen with having access to Ashiok, as well as being able to theoretically blink.
Importantly, the Ashiok is unavailable.
It is in the graveyard, which is not unavailable.
There is
Sabine's
no way for them
Reclamation
to
would
return
be...
the Ashiok unless I'm missing
Sabine's
something.
Reclamation.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that gets a permanent back. And also, you can just loop Mystic Sanctuary to stall for probably long enough. Oh.
Huh? What?
What's going on here? Aminatou Ultimate is what's happening. Yes.
Interesting choice then by Zicrown to not choose to kill off the Spike Feeder in response to the ultimate.
Seemed to be a misplay there.
Yeah. You can very easily simply kill off Spike Feeder in response to Aminatou ultimate. That may cost them their tournament entry, actually.
Yeah, although, frankly, I don't think Zicrown is going to be winning through the mid-range plan at this point in the game. And so it's really just the combo plan.
Yeah, it's combo lines, but...
It's weird that they didn't attack. Sure, Skyclave. Hit your own Rocco.
Yeah, I suppose. Like I said, the not killing off the Spike Feeder is a crucial misplay. No reason to not do that. And we will see the counterspell for it. When the blast's been spent already, could be a redirect or a blast, but it looks like it won't be. Now if you're Helix, you can just do nothing. Essentially.
I mean, you still need to be worried about food chain, but...
Trying the lock. There's...
Man, at this point...
And honestly, if you're Zicrown, this is exactly what you want to do. Get those counterspells out of the hand.
Yep. Oh, I guess... I was wondering why didn't Helix attack, and then I remembered Infinite Life. There's no reason to attack.
Yeah, the heat death of the universe would come before they would be able to kill Zicrown off.
Yep. Okay. Recast Ami. Might as well do some upticking.
Upticking so hard. Importantly, can't ever downtick onto any of these guys. They would return to Zicrown.
Yes. Not that you would really want to downtick onto any of them.
No, but it is a wrinkle. Also, Helix could just as easily go back to Infinite. It's funny that they paid the life for their fetch.
Sometimes you just gotta decide to pay life for your fetch. Worldly Tutor, grab something. Hit barely matters. I don't know what they would grab. I think this is mostly just to look at the library, see your outs. Theoretically, you'd probably want to grab something that can remove Rocco. But Squee is also an option. Okay, Flage,
So grabbing your
sure.
Flage makes
Yep,
sense.
that can get rid of Rocco. Assuming it resolves.
Well, you're not mad if Flage does not resolve.
Yeah, you
And
can
it
just recast
does have
next
the
turn.
ability to recast it.
Although the hitch is down check on Boggart Bog will get rid of Flage.
Yeah.
Dress
You're
down,
choosing
sure,
a
yeah.
dress down. Which importantly means that Flage sticks around.
Yes. But Ami has removal spells in hand, so.
Oh yeah, certainly, but you know.
But yeah. If you ever want to build a funny Jeskai deck where you dress down in response to your own Flage, that is a thing you can do.
The dress down does need to go away. Your dress down go bye bye.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep, there we go.
Dress down go bye bye.
Which of your 10 billion removal spells? Hey, look, you're
Hey,
at
look, it's swords.
1 million and 6 life.
Is that how many integers it allows you to put into?
I think so, yeah.
Is it 1 million?
Yep. But theoretically speaking, I think they're probably at like 1 billion or something like that. But
I mean, you could just say any arbitrarily large number. Doesn't
yeah,
particularly matter. How much life do you want to gain? Yes. Yes, I do.
yep. Balloon Man Ultimate Gatekeeper does something. Not a lot, but something.
They're certainly here.
Yeah. They are
Helix
cards that
could
exist.
Helix could steal them again.
No, it exchanges battlefields, so. Out of time, sure. Yeah, why not?
Well, why not?
Yeah, something tells me we're gonna be here for a bit.
Helix
Frankly, I
does
just
require some way to win the game before they run out of cards.
Yes.
This
Although,
is
really,
that's actually pertinent.
yes. However, Helix will always win that battle because of unless you can get rid of Mystic Sanctuary. So it really is just can Zicrown find a way to win? And
I
Ami,
mean,
if
it is a non-zero chance that the Mystic Sank ends up being the last card in their library. Of course,
yeah, that is true.
they
It's a 1 in
and
21 chance.
importantly also, seeing what is available to them in terms of lands and fetches, especially no blue fetch that we can see that they have access to. But
Okay,
there,
well,
of course,
there's
is the
Mystic
Mystic Sank. Yeah. So now that ends up being
There we go.
not really the case.
And at this
Yeah,
point,
just
Ami can just tank forever.
yep.
And frankly, if I were Zicrown, I'd just call it here. I'd accept the loss because why? I don't think there is any way you can actually get out of this. There's no combination of cards that could stop Ami here.
I mean, I guess, but also, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
no reason to concede, but no reason to not concede is what is the point that I was about to make.
Yeah, although, like, you probably have things you have to do today, so.
I guess so. People have life stuff.
Yep. Yeah, so them's the semifinals.
Now
In the
we're
finals, we're going to be seeing
Esper
Esper versus Ami.
Aminatou, which will be a fun match to be sure.
So
That's
both,
that's gonna take 500 million years.
yeah, uh, both big combo decks did make it to semifinals, but both big combo decks got felled by control decks. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
kind of
just
what we
kind of the
see.
way the cookie crumbles. I think that this game looks a lot different if you just kill off the spike feeder in response.
I don't think it would be that much different, honestly. Sure, Helix doesn't have infinite life, but even with finite life, Helix
So
still
I
has
mean,
you on the back foot.
you still have to pressure with the the cards available to you, and knowing the flage, it's just not a no reason to not do it. Is kind of
Yes,
the point.
obviously, there's like it was a misplay. I just don't think it was the misplay that cost them the game. But either way, what happened happened. Uh,
Seeing
as I've
some players now.
said before, any given tournament is going to be a simulation of sorts. It's not going to be a definitive proof of this person is better than this person, this deck is better than this deck, because you can just rerun the same matchups and get a different result.
Especially this
And
game out of all of them.
especially this game match, yeah. But that's not to say that like nothing in this tournament matters. Obviously, there are
No,
some matchups that
Cosmarian,
are
nothing
favored.
ever matters.
Yes.
Nothing ever matters.
Embrace nihilism.
Yep. Clearly,
All
that's
right.
what we should all do. All
Yes.
right. Thank you.
I'll see you around.
See ya.
Bye.